beautiful, beautiful day here in India, and I'm going to wait a few minutes for a few of you to join. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world right now. So, first, I just want to invite anyone who's going to be with me today who's watching the replay. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I want to encourage you and invite you to subscribe, and then also click the notification bell. Just in my past lives, sometimes people have a hard time for whatever reason, I'm not exactly sure why, coming back and finding the channel. Go ahead and do that and click the notifications, and then it should help you be able to come right in whenever we post a video, whenever I'm going live. So I think that will help you just be able to find it quickly. Also, I want to invite you. I'm doing energy readings daily at this time, and it is 8 o'clock in the morning here in India, and I think it's about 10:30 Eastern Standard Time in the US. So if you have a question, I will give you a 1-card free reading. If you submit your question, let me know before I go live, and then as soon as I come live, I can answer your question directly. It usually takes, at least so far, it's taken about, I'm on here maybe 20 minutes just talking about the general energy readings, and then people kind of trickle in, and sometimes I have a lot happening. So if you let me know your question beforehand, then I can answer your question immediately at the beginning, and there won't be any distraction. Also, if you prefer a private one-on-one reading, you can also email me for that, and I do 3-card readings for that, and I put my link tree. The link tree's in the description, so you can go there and get more information about those as well. So what inspired me to do live tarot? Because there's so many tarot readers. Now, I have a different approach, and it's in line with what my greater purpose and calling is, which is, in all of my work, my intention is to guide people to go within themselves. Those of you that aren't familiar with our work, I'm Temple, and my Indian partner, he's Shubh, and we do various workshops, guided meditations, all kinds of different programs, workshops, meditations. But at the heart, at the core, the intention is helping people to go deeper within themselves. And tarot is a really wonderful way to do it. Tarot cards, even though I haven't been live, I've been giving readings now for years, and what I tell everyone in my one-to-one, I engage them, I pull them in, because in reality we all have our own intuitive ability. It's just that some of us, we take time, maybe it's easier for us to develop it, it's more natural, but if you set the intention and you work, it becomes easier and easier. It's like a muscle, working it. And so the thing that, instead of just giving people yes and no answers, I want to engage you at a deeper level to understand what is the bigger lesson beyond just what is happening in your physical, third-dimensional life, because I think that's where the real meat is. It's not just about, finding your divine counterpart, your love interest. It's not just about, when you're getting the dream job or the dream house. It's how is that growing you in your life? How is this affecting you? How is it growing you? What's important? Everything that's happening in your life, it's there to grow you somehow. So that's the intention behind me doing the lives, because I'll answer your questions, but a lot of times I'll ask you even more questions so we can dig deeper as we're looking at these cards individually and collectively. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So today I went ahead and pulled 3 cards, because the first card I pulled was the King of Swords. And you can take a look at that here. Hopefully I don't have this glare going. And I think it's really good, and I always say in the live conversations, I got these cards in the US before I left. I have no idea the name of them, so sorry. But I really like them, and I haven't seen anyone that's using these cards. So the King of Swords. So the swords has to do with your intellect, and collectively. And swords, a lot of times, especially in this reading, when I'm thinking collectively, it's getting to the truth. And more so than that is a balancing of how are you in your dealings with others, truthfully. It's a time to really explore what is the truth. And this is a time it's going to be easier for you to get a clarity on what is really true for you, and is your truth the same as everyone around you. How are you looking at that truth? And in this particular time, you have, like I said, you have a greater possibility for that mental clarity, to really go within yourself and see what is true for me, and how am I showing up in my life, really, like, truthfully, at the core of your being. Like, balance that and the intellect with what is really going on. Are you showing up authentically? And fairness. Are you being fair? This is also a good time for you to take action. If you have been wanting to move forward in something, you have that mental clarity, a project, something like that. Maybe you've been hesitating in your dealings with others, in your business dealings and things like that. This card can also indicate maybe it's time, if you're not 100% sure, you need an expert, maybe on legal matters, tax matters, things like this. This also indicates in a professional capacity. Maybe you're in a situation where that's going to be helpful for you. And I took some notes here because, in a very broad sense, I want to cover like exactly what could be happening for all of us in a collective level. In this time, you are in your power. So like I said, it's a great time for you to have that confidence, have that courage to make and to take those steps forward, and keep in the forefront the truth. What is the truth? Honestly, am I fair in my dealings with others? Because the reason that I keep saying that is because the second card that I pulled is the Judgment card. The Judgment card. And get a good look. I'm trying to show it to you in a way that the glare is not so intense. And I know some of us, depending on what your background is, when you think of judgment, you could think in very religious terms. Like some of us, like I grew up in a very fundamental Christian home, and we kind of think of, you know, at the end times you're judged and you're going to go to heaven or you're going to go to hell. But when we're looking at this card, think of it in terms of, instead of an outer external judgment, it's in it from an internal stance. So take that same awareness that we were just talking about, the King of Swords, your intellect, this balance, this energy of the truth, being able to have clarity on the truth of the situation, and tie this to go a little deeper in this judgment. But instead of thinking of, like I said, external judgment, think of it in a way of you are awakening. You're awakening to your own truth. So that's why I keep asking you the question today. Really examine within yourself, what is the truth for you individually, and also just be aware of the bigger picture, like what are other people speaking when they're speaking their truth, and look at that and see, does your truth fit with their truth? And then the other thing that you want to ask, how can you keep the harmony? So let's say we've talked about it in the last couple days with other cards. Your truth may be different than someone else's truth, but the thing is, when you are discovering truth, truth has a way of setting you free. And you need to be very conscious, which this card has to do with being conscious, being more aware. When you are discovering your truth and you are speaking your truth, can you do it from a loving place? Can you speak it from your heart? And sometimes we dump or we speak like really heavy or nasty things, and we do it maybe to lighten ourselves, or maybe it's to get revenge on someone else, or to hurt. And we do this and we say, because it's, quote, the truth. But the thing is that the truth has a way of setting you free, and also it has a way of keeping the peace, the inner peace. It has a way of, it wants harmony. So how can you be true to yourself? How can you speak the truth, your truth that may be different than others, but do it from a loving perspective, not from a perspective of harm, but a perspective of healing. So you want to balance these two things. And in this energy, the King of Swords, like I said, the swords, it's double-edged. So the thing is, you want to balance that truth. You want to speak how you really feel, but you also want to temper that with love, because the truth paired with love, that is what sets you free. Not just this temporary, you can say anything in the name of, quote unquote, the truth. And so that's what this judgment, I'm going to show it again for those of you that might just be joining. And by the way, when you're here, I'm going to type something in the chat box. Let me know. Let me know where you're joining from and your name. So how do you tie this Judgment card with the King of Swords? Think about, like I said, the awakening. And, well, for one, in the broadest sense, humanity is going through a huge awakening. Yesterday, in my reading, we were talking about globally, we are in a dramatic shift. We're in a time of transition. So it's very important to learn to connect with yourself, your inner guidance, because we are all going to be called to work in many different ways. We're going to be witnessing all kinds of different things in our outer reality. So we're coming into a time it's going to be more important than ever to really be connected, because the media is going to be showing you one thing. Maybe your society could be showing you one thing. Maybe your own family could be showing you one thing. But it's really important that you do the work to know yourself, connect with yourself, to be able to stay tuned in. And that is a lot of the work, awakening. You know, you hear about, you see these people in different groups, and some of us have this idea that you just, boom, something happens and all of a sudden you reach enlightenment. And to put it in perspective, you know, you could have a very dramatic event that happens that propels you there, but the thing is that it is a lifelong development. It's not just like boom and you're done. Your entire life, you are going to continue to expand. You're going to continue to evolve. You are going to become more conscious and more aware as life goes on if you make this your intention. So that's where I'm going here with this Judgment card. And depending on what your background is, your cultural understanding, like this word judgment, it could be very triggering, but I want you to look at it from the very essence. And when you see this Judgment card, a lot of people have a fear attached to it because of their upbringing, and I won't go into that. But in this reading, how I'm using it is, it's putting all fear aside, having a very realistic and like balanced approach, just to look at yourself in a detached, that's the word that I was looking for, in a very detached manner, just seeing yourself, knowing yourself, taking the time to connect with yourself. Now, we talked yesterday about, in this time of transition, you may be called to do something that's totally different, something new that you haven't done, or maybe you have a fear around it because of your family, your friends, your community, whatever situation that you're finding yourself. This is saying, you know, do what you feel is going to be in the greater good for yourself. And if you take this action, if you move forward and you leave behind the fear, when you take action on your greater good as you're becoming awakened, then you also have this effect on everyone in your surrounding. Even though these people could be telling you, no, don't do this, are you crazy, whatever, you know. And when this happens, it's not so much the universe is testing you, it's just this is on your path to give you a greater clarity. When people are questioning you, sometimes when people appear and they're being against you, it's they're teaching you to go within, go within, go within, and really come to find this answer for yourself. So that's what this energy is all about, is coming in, finding the truth. What is your relationship with other people when you feel guided to do something? When you have a different opinion than someone else, can you speak the truth in love? And can you allow other people to be how they are without you feeling the need to control or to manipulate? Now this Judgment card also could signify that you are in a significant, you're about to go through a significant change in your life. So, and this has to do with what I was just saying about letting go of fear. You want to, and it's really great that this is paired with the King of Swords today, because the King of Swords is indicating that you are connected into a place that you have some mental clarity, so that you're going to be able to look and to perceive the truth in the situation. You're going to be able to see things more clearly. So if this is you and you feel like you are in this situation where you are about to enter into a significant change in your life, really explore. And one really great tool that I tell my students is, whatever you're afraid of, write it down and really look at it. And sometimes just seeing it on paper and asking and exploring, is this really true? Is this really something to be afraid of? Just by looking at what you're afraid of, the fear dissolves. So, and the other thing is, if you are feeling called to make a big significant change in your life, instead of thinking that you have to do it all at once or all today, just take baby steps. And one thing I suggest is just asking yourself, what is the one thing, the most valuable one thing, if I only take one action today, what is going to move me in the right direction? And that many times helps us to let go of any heaviness, fear, anxiety, by just getting clear on one thing, because the mind can be very, very tricky. And if you just get right to the heart of the matter and write down your fears and write down clearly, what is it that you are creating in your life? And you don't have to even know the answer to that question totally and completely. You can just, sometimes you can wake up and you can say, I'm creating joy in my life today. And you have no idea what exactly you're going to be doing today. But just tuning your energy, staying in that way into joy, naturally the universe is going to pair you with all of these things that are going to bring joy into your life. The more that you have a clarity on what you are creating, and you stay tuned to your inner joy, then things are naturally going to manifest for you. All of these visions, all of these things they're really there, not so much for the outward manifestation, but they're tuning you to who you truly are. And to come back to what I was saying about the King of Swords, I have to keep taking a drink. um, when you realize that we are all connected. So when I asked you to get to the heart, get to the truth of how you are in relationship with other people, are you fair? Are you in harmony? Because you're going to come to realize that these other people, they're just other manifestations of the one, and they are just a reflection of you. So if you discover when you're reflecting that maybe you could change your approach, or maybe you could be more fair in your dealings with others in a personal relationship, professional relationship, then not only are you helping that person and being of service to that person, but you're also growing yourself. So this is the relationship between this King of Swords and this Judgment, because you're becoming more conscious. As you become more conscious and more aware of what you're creating in your life, you understand how important it is that you treat other people exactly the way that you would want them to treat you, because it's exactly how things are going to go around, and we're creating these karmic patterns in our life. So you can, if you're always being intentional, if you're always being conscious about how you're speaking with other people, how you are treating other people, how you are thinking about other people, how you are acting in relationship with them, then you will start to see how everything all fits together, how everything works together. Okay. Now, finally, the last card that I have here. And if you have any question, like I said, please type that in the chat box. So we have the King of Cups. I think there's a nice dog fight going on outside. Dog fight or a party, one of the two. I think it sounds more like a party. So the King of Cups. As you know, the cups, they have to do with emotions. So as we were talking about your relationship with others, it's really important that you learn how to manage your emotions, no matter the situation. In your personal relationship, your professional relationships. And so this king is indicating mastery over the emotions, balancing, being able to balance out your emotions. And why is that important? Well, so let's just take a specific scenario that we see a lot in our students. Many of our students are already working as healers. So you could be a healer, and you could be helping other people, and you are giving so much of your energy You're giving so much of your energy, and it makes it easy for the healer to become unbalanced themselves because they're just giving, giving, giving. And sometimes, and it happens to the best of us. I mean, sometimes we have, people that are working as healthcare professionals, doctors, nurses, various things. You're so busy, and it's in your nature to just give, to give, to give. But if you're not managing yourself, and you're not nourishing yourself and taking time to feed your mind, your body, your spirit, it's easy to get depleted. So when you are present, you can feel the energy, and you absorb the energy of what's around you. Are you being conscious? Are you being aware of the energy that's around you? And are you paying attention to how it makes you feel? Now, if you notice that someone's energy is affecting yours and it's making you feel heavy, well, that's a really good clue that you need to go. Maybe you need to put yourself in a situation where you can recharge. If you're in a professional situation and you're just giving energy all day, maybe you're a massage therapist, maybe you're an energy healer. It doesn't really matter. It's really important in whatever work that you're doing throughout the day that you just check in with yourself. It could be every hour. Maybe you're seeing clients. Maybe you're seeing clients all day long. See if you can schedule in just 5 minutes and breathe. Breathe. Drawing your attention to your breath and letting go of maybe this last session, someone else's energy, how that felt. Cleanse your energy. Take time to just process, let it go. Let yourself become invigorated. Let yourself become recharged. It's really important to be able to reconnect with yourself and then let go of this old energy, whatever that was. Cleanse that energy, and then you're ready to come into the next hour, into the next session. Let's say in a non-professional, let's say in your household, let's say in your home, you are in a situation where people feel heavy. So the thing is that we need to understand when we're living with people in our close family dynamic, they're usually the ones that can trigger us the most. We love them a lot, but at the same time, they have a tendency to have the ability to trigger us. So it's a great time to realize that condemning them or arguing with them or telling them that they're wrong and you're right, that's not going to help the situation. And the thing that we always have to realize is that it's always your inner power. So if you keep your own energy light and easy, and you engage yourself in conversations that feel light and easy, then you're going to be fine. Because here's the thing, oftentimes I hear people saying that, well, I'm always really positive, but they're bringing me this really toxic, heavy energy, and all they want to do is argue. So the next thing that I say is this, is that, it takes two people to argue. So if you don't like how the conversation is going, then it's best to not put your attention there. And you have that choice. As a matter of fact, they are helping you grow and become more self-aware in what your real power is. Because if these people that you're living with, that you love a lot, if they're inviting you and taking you into places that you don't want to go and that don't feel good emotionally, practice being in that moment. They're saying something, they're wanting to bait you into an argument, but you have the choice. You don't have to go there. So this is what this King of Cups is all about. It's about mastery over your own emotion. And when you have that kind of mastery, when you have that kind of awareness, it's a very, very powerful thing. And you don't have to put any energy to trying to control what anyone else is doing or thinking or being. It's all about you. That's where the power is. So that's what I have today for the energy reading. And I see that there's somebody here with us. If you have a question, and I'm going to I'll stay here for a few more minutes just to see if anyone pops in with a question, and then we'll end today's live. So I think we'll go ahead and wrap up today's live. If you have any questions, please send them to the email that's in the description, and I will answer that question first thing in tomorrow's live. And if you prefer actually a one-on-one reading, a 3-card reading, visit the link tree to get more information, and that's also in the description box. So thank you for being here. Those that join on the replay, thank you. And please leave me a comment or a suggestion, and I'll see you again tomorrow.